we welcome in color commentator Whitey Rigsby. He calls the games for Villanova. And Whitey, last year we just saw Villanova swept the Orange. What are the differences this year heading into the matchup?
Well, I think what Villanova learned is they know they can beat Syracuse. They know they can play with Syracuse. But this is a different Orange team. This is a team that clearly deserves to be ranked where they're ranked nationally. Clearly it's a team that can get to the Final Four and compete for a national championship. So you're playing a team like that on the road in front of 35,000 people. There's nothing easy about it. Last year's Villanova team was very, very experienced, very upperclassmen heavy in the three frontline kids that were seniors, and even Reynolds and Redding, who were both juniors last year. Now you have a team with 2 seniors, 6 new players to the Big East, 5 freshmen and a transfer sophomore. So you're talking about a lot of new people who have not been in that atmosphere before. So it'd be a real challenge for Villanova.
But someone who we know can handle the challenge is Scotty Reynolds. I'm sure you've spent plenty of time this year talking about him. Please do so for us.
Well, I think Scotty Reynolds in particular, and Jay Billis, actually, I was with 2 weeks ago, and he told me of a conversation he had with Jim Boeheim, and he asked Jim Boeheim who was the most difficult player to play against with your zone, and he said Scotty Reynolds. And then he said, no, Jim, who's the most difficult player all time that you've had to play against in your zone? And he said Scotty Reynolds. So I think the Scotty Reynolds circa 2009, 2010 is the best by far. And what he's done more than anything else is allow the game to come to him a lot more than he has in the past. I think when he was younger, he would rush the game a little bit, but when you see fourth-year seniors, the game tends to slow down for them a little bit. And the game has clearly gotten slower for Scotty Reynolds. Along with him, they have 10 or 11 guys that Jay will very happily and easily play, so he's got a lot of guys he can roll out there.
So we know how good Scotty Reynolds is against the 2-3 zone. Any other weaknesses that you see Villanova able to attack?
Well, no, I'm not sure they have any weaknesses. Again, because they defend very well. They have a two-headed monster in the size of the 2 big kids inside that Villanova doesn't have. Villanova really needs to make this more of a guard game. And as much as Villanova has won the glass in most games, that's something that could really hurt them, because our freshman center, who was out for 6 weeks with hepatitis B, he's a big, strong, physical kid like those 2 kids, but he doesn't have nearly the experience they have. So that will hurt Villanova. I don't know if there's a weakness that Syracuse has. I think you hope they have to be off. And, Villanova could go into Syracuse and really play really well, play a great game, and lose. And that certainly could happen. So I think Villanova needs to make shots when you play against Syracuse. You damn well better make perimeter shots and force that zone to come out even further. Then maybe you can get some sneaks and things in the back door there.
Okay, Whitey, do you see Villanova making these shots? What's your prediction for the game?
Well, I hate to do that, but I'm a Villanova guy, so I have to predict Villanova's going to win. I think I see Villanova winning a 3-point game.
Well, Whitey, they do pay you to call the games, and so it is only fitting that you think the Wildcats are going to win. Special thanks to Whitey Rigsby, color commentator for the Villanova broadcast on the radio. We appreciate you joining us.